Boop. That song ends very suddenly. Hello, everyone. How are you today? My voice is still a little bit sore, which is why we're having a little bit of a later start today. Stream is probably going to be a little bit shorter than usual because, boy howdy, allergies are just a pain in the fucking ass. Just right up top. Let me just curse right up top. Let's make it absolutely clear that this is not going to be a monetizable stream. Oh, thank you so much, Rotsoy, for the gifted tier 1 subs. I so appreciate that. Happy Pride. Enjoy your dicks. Yes, exactly. Mayo side. There's going to be no monochromatic colors in my chat this June. Not at all. Not at all. So thank you so much for hanging out, everybody. Couple of people over in YouTube chat. What's up, Captain Cougar? There's Morgan. Hello, Phoebe. In League with Satan, as usual. I love your username. What's up, Paul? And there's James. James says, ooh, there's no bi flag emoji on the YouTube chat. Well, there is a way to integrate the bisexual flag onto stuff on the website chat. So for those of you who did not know, this chat over here is not Twitch. This is luxander.net/live, and you are welcome to join us. Any emoji that you type the emoji, and then you do a colon, and then I think it's just the word bi, and it'll put like a bi flag behind it. Could someone test this for me? It shouldn't be bisexual. It should just be bi, but it could be either one. You started this stream right when I got off work. Free dopamine, baby. Absolutely. Yes. What's up, Speedy Shimeji? Hey, what's up, Ken? And Closeted Skeleton. No, y'all, like it's supposed to be like take any emoji. Yeah, like that, Violet, except without a colon at the end, and maybe like it's supposed to be, yeah, like, yeah, you just type in the emoji. You keep putting a space. Why are you guys putting a space? You got to put no space. It's dicks colon bi. There you go. There you go. We got it. So as you can see by the colorful rainbow dicks, I think that you put a capital bi in there and that did not work. But yeah, there's a bunch of different flags like that, y'all. I've given you a gift. You did not know this. Yes, there's a trans one. There might be an ace one. There's a pansexual one. Yeah, absolutely. There's a non-binary one. There we go. That's lovely. We love to see it. But yeah, hello everybody in the website chat. I'm glad you're having fun. Hello, Mersh. What's up? We got Andy's. There's Rotsoy. Uncomfortable. Corpse Candy. There's Morgan. There's a gender fluid one. Yes, gender fluid dick. Ooh, ooh. Amazing. So hope you all are having a good Pride so far. I am aware of the fact that there are some news, but we're not talking about it today. Yes, thank you for reminding me, Mama Mephistopheles. I have a rainbow flag. This is, and then my shirt also says, this is a gayness plus Doctor Who crossover. Gay, straight, nope. Wibbly wobbly, sexy wexy, yes. So here we go. Ace doesn't work yet. Oh, okay, I wasn't sure if there was an ace flag. It seemed like there would be one. What colors? Oh my gosh, what colors do we do today? I feel like it has to be a purple. It has to be a purple kind of day, right? Pride, it has to be purple. There's just no other options. I need this shirt. I don't even know if it's sold anymore. That's one of the, it's like genuinely, I've had this shirt for more than 10 years. You can kind of see the lettering is starting to get funky and like worn, but it's cool. We enjoy. Happy Pride, everybody. Thanks for coming in and hitting like. I am genuinely not talking about any horrendous news today. When I say happy Pride vibes, I mean good vibes only. We need a break. It's like, this is also, right now it's my flag of, I give up talking about serious stuff right now. I'm sorry I keep hitting the microphone. I thought your shirt said you were distraught about something. No, I guess my hair is covering it. Let me put my hair on the other side so it's not covering my shirt. There we go. That's better. Absolument. Gay day. Yes. And then remember, again, everyone, if you hadn't heard the announcement previously, we're going to be taking part in a virtual Pride event with a bunch of other streamers and other such folks in on June 24th. I'm not totally sure what times yet, but I will be there. I have a Grateful Dead t-shirt that's also basically a Pride tie-dye shirt, so I'll be wearing that a lot more than usual. Right. We need to be... I hope that a lot of you are in places where you can be out and safe and all that jazz. I live in a place where it's... You know, I was not sure whether I was going to go ahead and wear my rainbow plugs. Maybe I should go get my rainbow plugs, and I will ceremoniously transition away from being like a lazy goth into being a rainbow goth for the rest of the month. Like, let me just put this in my hair slash behind my shirt. There we go. Now I've got a little flag, just sort of. But for anybody who is in the closet or who otherwise is not able to go out and about safely, we are having virtual Pride on June 24th. This is, I guess, my little miniature Pride celebration. Just, it's the very first day. We got to acknowledge it. We got to say, hey, look at how great it is. Because I suspect that the news for the rest of the month is not going to be pleasant. We need to be positive in the face of horrendous attempts to make it impossible for us to be positive, you know? This is what Pride is all about. This year we're facing an explicitly violent opposition to our existence, but let's not pretend like Pride isn't on a regular basis a defiant celebration of our strength and unity as a community. So that's what we're doing today. Queer joy, queer vibes. Let's talk about like what are our favorite things about being trans or our favorite things about being queer. Like what are some cute gay moments that we've had in our lives, you know? Oh, Morgan, it doesn't work for you because you don't have a site subscription. I'm so sorry. The Dix emoji is a $5 a month subscription secret emote. There's not a whole... I guess there's a decent number of sub-only emotes. But Dix is certainly everybody's favorite. I think Dix is kind of everybody's favorite. Someone gift Morgan a sub. True, yes. Morgan needs Dix. Don't we all? Don't we all? Strength in numbers. Yes, this is why we're stealing rule number 1 from Demon Mama's community. If you're an imp, you know, we are the Horde. We have some himpies in here, I'm sure. Ooh, that's great. Oh, I figured it out. I figured out the crossover name. I did it. I did it. Like, we are the Hordies. You're the Hordies. My Horde. And they're the imps. So you're the himpies are like crossover Demon Mama and Luxander fans. What a terrible type of fan to be on a day where we're both streaming, because I believe she is streaming today, but she's talking about serious stuff, and we are not. Texas AG confirms cheating in 2020. Nice. That is good that he just got removed from office then. But yeah. Ooh, hell yeah, we got a friend with benefits who wholeheartedly accepts the transness. Fuck yes, absolutely. Pride celebration in Orlando is in October. Hey, like, I think that that's honestly the move, because it'll have less publicity around it. If you're saying Orlando, Florida, like Orlando, Florida, US, I think that's the move for you guys. Smaller streams are cozier. It's true. We are cozy up in here. Is there a way to raid her when we're done? There is. I can do that. It doesn't quite work correctly on the website, from what I understand. like, I think I might have to manually host her on the website for you guys to maintain chat, or even for you to properly get sent over, because we did try it once. But I mean, I can. It'll definitely send people in YouTube chat over to her on YouTube. Basically those are the two options. I can do it through YouTube, which will send YouTube chat over to her, or I can host her video on my site, and then you all will maintain chat here. If you wanted to, you could go over there. Yes, I only miss on days I work. We do be working. It's true. It's kind of like, I have sore throat, but I'm like, this is my job, and I want to bring the positivity. We want to have the good vibes, and I'm going to try to be as gentle on my voice as I can. And we will probably cut the stream a little bit shorter than the usual 3.5, 4 hours. Nashville Pride is in like a week, but I'll be in Texas for most of this month. Oh, that sucks. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Ken. Jiminy Christmas. I have a cute trans guy moment I might have mentioned before. But one time, a boy in my class bullied me by holding his hand over my mouth. Years later, we were going to a group presentation, and voice dysphoria stopped me from reading my part. So they stepped in and said it for me. Seemed to understand, which was nice. Well, that's cool that you're a person who, like, upset you and was kind of, like, assaulting you before is cool now. That's good. What's up, Rudy? My best moments as a queer person were the moments I had in college last year because of making new friends and feeling amazing expressing myself. Yo, I think college is such a great time to take that opportunity to explore yourself, It's like the perfect environment because usually you go to school away from home. It's not like, if you're really weird in high school, then you got to go back to your hometown every time you see your parents and it might run into somebody like that's kind of whatever. In college, you have so much flexibility. It's like, okay, I'm going to know you for the rest of the semester, and then I'm never going to see you again because this is a general ed class and, like, you're not in my major. And then even once you get into a major and then you have those classes and you graduate, you're not necessarily going to be working with any of those people. So if anyone knows any queer creators who make stickers, hit me up. I'm slapping them all over my city all month. For sure. What are some good, I think that, a trans person used the bathroom here and nothing happened kind of stickers are good. I don't have a person who makes them that I would go to, though. Etsy, basically, that's the move. I got back in touch with my college's trans group through Discord recently. It's nice talking to them again. That's so good. I'm so glad to hear it. Yeah. I'm not much of a pride sticker person, but I'm just not much of a sticker person. Do you know how when you have, like, anxiety about stuff and you're like, oh, I don't want to, you're like resistant to using your stickers because once you use the sticker, then it's used and you can't unuse it. So it better be on something that you're going to appreciate for a really long time, or that you're not going to regret putting the sticker on for some other reason. I'm going to need more stickers ready to cover over turf stickers on transit areas. That is the safest thing to do. Yeah, if you live in an area where there are anti-trans stickers, I would recommend using other stickers to cover them rather than trying to remove them, because you will need to carry a knife in order to remove them safely. I don't put any bumper stickers on my car. Cops pay attention to them. Oh, thank you so much, John Get Bent, for the $7 donation. I really appreciate that. Happy Pride Hordes. Happy Pride Hordes. Now I have to do math to add these things together. 22. Hell yeah. Thank you so much, everybody, for the donations. I forgot to put Rotsoys in there earlier, but I got it now. I didn't even think of that. I see right-wing stickers all the time. I want to cover them. So you got to be careful. You should cover them. If you're going to peel them off, don't do it with your bare fingers because sometimes they'll put razor blades underneath. So watch out. Be careful, y'all. Yeah, I don't really have a lot of identifiable bumper stickers or, like, accoutrement on the outside of my my car or my place of living. I don't like want to have a super noticeable customized car that people are like, oh, I recognize that sticker on that car. Buttons are cooler than stickers. These all cost money. I don't have a lot of stickers or buttons because these things are just unnecessary things that cost money. And I would rather save TLDR. Better to keep the car low-key, for sure. Don't get a red car. It's going to get pulled over way more often. Hello, Morningstar system. Hope y'all are doing well. I put a buy cat sticker on my car. Also a Toby Fox annoying dog sticker. I might have done it when I was on the verge of a breakdown, but it's whatevs. I still beat, I beat Sans in Undertale on my birthday a long time ago, so it still holds up. I friggin' love Undertale. I haven't played it since I only played it through once, and I ended up playing a sort of, I killed some people, but I didn't kill enough people for it to qualify as a no mercy run. So yeah, I kind of got like a mixed ending and haven't played it one time since then. So I just have fond memories. And the music, oh Lord, the music is so good. Quick tip for quick sticker cover-ups, spray paint. It's very fast, and if it's heavy coverage, then it only takes a few sprays. I would not personally want to be carrying aerosol spray cans on my person, especially if you are a member of a persecuted minority. I think that technically, well, it doesn't really matter what the rules are. There are cases where your possession of things can sometimes incriminate you as a vandal, for example. So I personally would not want to carry around a bunch of, or like even a can of spray paint. Just personally, I don't think that's a good call. I have a bunch of queer flags and shit inside my car. I want me and the people who ride with me to get to appreciate it. Also, the flags flap when I turn on the AC. That's cute. Yeah, people would still be able to profile you by walking past your vehicle, but not out on the road, for example. Sharpies also work, but take longer. Yeah, just if you just get some stickers, if you can afford some, just slap them around. Can we pour one out for George Santos? May this king rest in power for living his best life on the GOP donor's dime. Oh, I have no idea what happened with George Santos. It's also my intention to avoid talking about any serious topics today because it's the first day of Pride and we deserve to just like enjoy being human beings for a minute. But I'm assuming that it's just that his reputation has tanked and not that he died. If he died, though, I will not be upset about that. The neo-Nazi never did figure out who put the rainbow flag sticker on his car. Ooh. I will have to look into my anti-turf toolkit / pride tools. I've got lots of glitter I can use to gayify transit. For sure. Yeah, I bet you could just put glitter on top of an already existing vandalism. Committing assault on my stickers because Lux told me to slap them around. You gotta like slap them onto the wall or onto the door of the subway train. I heard of a dog turning 31 in Portugal. His name was Bobby. Yes, I've seen the videos of the dog in Portugal who is he is several years older than I am. Like, he just turned 31, so he's 2 years older than me, which is wild. Just absolutely, like, and he looks fairly healthy, too. He's, like, still getting around. He might have a little bit of arthritis, but he's, like, still getting around. Dog vampire, truly. I guess this family, all of their animals live pretty long, is what it said in the cute little video that it did. But I think it's because they feed them people food. Genuinely. Honestly, have you ever realized, this is a little bit of a bummer, I guess, but like, there are no food safety standards for pet food in the US. There just aren't. And I buy food for my pet specifically that is actually Demon Mama recommended the brand to me. It's called First Mate, is the brand that I've used most recently. because it is made in Canada, where they have food safety standards for pet food. So yes, that's my recommendation for any pet owners, by the way. Buy your pet food from a brand that is not manufactured in the US. There are food safety standards for pet food in the EU. Yeah, like if it's in the EU, I thought there were some standards, not very high, but literally none. I don't really think there are. Or at least, I mean, I guess if there are any standards, then they are so low as to be non-existent. But if you really want your pet to live a long time, you should just straight up feed them people food. That's why I'm so grateful for more educated animal people online who have allowed me to get informed on what American brands are better for pets. I mean, yeah, so First Mate, Tiki Cat is good for cat food. I think Weruva, Weruva, is one that is also generally pretty good. I think that one's made in like Thailand or Vietnam, maybe. So, I don't know. Other places that have food standards. Didn't bone meal get banned from pet food at some point, and that's why dog poops aren't white anymore? I'm not sure. That's really funny, though. I have noticed, like, white dog poop before. That must be pretty recent, then, because when I was younger, I remember seeing a decent amount of white dog poop just everywhere, and I assumed that had something to do with it just drying out naturally. But bone meal, I guess I could see that being the case. Anyway. The amount of research you would have to do to not be anxious about your pet's health is making me nervous just thinking about it. Yo, Diaphala, again, this is a bummer topic. We should move off of it soon. But there are also brands of pet treats that I would not recommend giving them because a lot of the treats, pets don't chew super well. Like, they kind of just and, like, just snarf shit right down into their gullet. So that is an issue. If you have some food that doesn't break down easily in their stomach, then it will just be like a solid block of food in their intestines, which is not good for them, and you'll have blockages and require emergency surgery, etc., etc. So, yeah, I would say always, like, look up the brand before you buy stuff for them. Or go to a Reddit page or something and find some pre-existing lists that people have offered up. I did some research on DIY HRT and I changed my stance from last stream. My last stance was that I don't endorse it openly, but I support those that need it. There is a website called DIYHRT.wiki that teaches how to safely do DIY. I now fully endorse it because there are totally safe ways to do it and so much research on how to do it. So do it if you need it. That's kind of where I've come down. It seems like the information that you get on DIYHRT.wiki or like DIYHRT.github or whatever the fuck it's called, they seem like they might be more knowledgeable about transgender hormone related care than the endocrinologists and primary care physicians that we regularly have to explain things to. So yeah, that's a totally viable option, IMO. Like, that's a great way to get educated, a great way to find out what your options are for seeking care when you don't have access to it otherwise. Obviously, it's not going to be inexpensive. It's going to cost money, but yeah, it's good. Ooh, Andy's got the Master Sword in Tears of the Kingdom. Right, yes, I got the Master Sword as well. It's not too hard to get. I don't want to spoil anything because I think that it's a pretty big moment and a nice sizable reveal. I don't want to spoil any good shit. I don't even want to spoil game mechanics for people. That's something that I'm realizing. I get spoiled on things like game mechanics. My partner keeps being like, look at this thing that I built in Tears of the Kingdom, and I'm like, stop showing me these. When I decide that I want to build stuff, I want to build stuff with my own creative ideas. Soothing my nervous system with some honey lavender tea. Oh my gosh, that sounds like it would smell amazing. I get Tears of the Kingdom tomorrow for my birthday. Happy birthday, Rudy Dog. If you are, it's your birthday tomorrow, so happy early birthday. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. I've watched a bit of Tears of the Kingdom. It's an interesting game. Listen, y'all, I know that you're not here for video game talk, but it's a pretty decent game, TBH. I've been enjoying it quite a lot. So much so that I've had to start setting myself timers. This is what being an adult is. You set a timer for 45 minutes, and it's like, okay, well, when the timer goes off, then I'm going to reevaluate how much more time I'm going to spend on this game. Like, okay, 15 minutes is more than enough time to wrap up whatever it is that you're in the middle of doing. Tears of the Kingdom, here's why I love it so much. And this is, I'm not going to go into any of the Zelda stuff, like, whatever. Like, here's what I love about it. It's that I have ADHD, okay? And Breath of the Wild was designed this way, and clearly Tears of the Kingdom is similar. You can just look out into the expanse of the world and, like, see places to go and stuff to do. So they, and it's also, like, they use sort of triangular shapes on the horizon as sight lines. I watched a video that kind of broke it down a little bit, and I was like, this makes perfect sense. And, you know, then you set your sights and you go, oh, I want to go get that tower. Or I want to go to that, there's a pillar of smoke over there and I want to investigate. And then you're on your way there. And on your way there, you find what is clearly a Korok seed situation. And you pause and you go, oh, let me do this little mini game really quick. And then you, like, reorient yourself and look around and you're like, ah, yeah, I was going that way. And of course you stop and do the Korok because you don't want to forget where it was later and then never run past this spot again, which is a realistic possibility. It's such a huge game, then, like, yeah, you might not run past this place again, and later you'll have to look up a guide to get all of the Koroks if you want to do that. I don't know why you would. I didn't do it in the last game. I don't know, I might have done it in the last game if it weren't for the fact that I restarted the game multiple times on several different systems. But regardless, it's a well-designed game that capitalizes on the ADHD, like, ooh, a squirrel, like, ooh, a shiny. Very nice. Well balanced, well-designed game. I've had a great time so far. Yeah, the little Koroks that are like, he's got a giant backpack and he's like, I need to reach my friend. Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous has underrated queer representation. 2 of the main NPCs are a transbian and her paladin wife. Romance options aren't just player sexual, they are explicitly gay, straight, or bi. 2 companions are explicitly asexual, also very fun. That's cool. So it's not one of those things where it depends on, like, their sexuality depends on you as the player character. They're, you know, if you're a man and they're a lesbian, then they won't date you, kind of thing. That's pretty neat. The realism in video games for sexuality is something that I hadn't really, I guess, considered. I played Stardew Valley, you know, back in the day, and Stardew had the ability to romance people, and I guess as a man, I guess as either one, you can romance all the characters. Although, if you play as, or no. Yeah, no, I think all of them are basically, they could go either way, and it just depends on your gender as the character. Let's talk about some of our favorite queer characters in media. Oh, that's a good point. That's always a fun convo. All bachelors and bachelorettes in Stardew are bi. True. Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are like time black holes. Oh my god. Too real. I saw a post earlier, maybe I can pull it up again, that said something about Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. It was like just a little meme. Try to find it. Oh, here it is. Oh my gosh, please get off. Okay, thank you. The legend of going to bed at a reasonable hour. A major test of strength. I felt called out by that. Zoom out a little bit. There we go. Now you can see all of it. That's a meme. That's a meme for you, babes. Good grief. Hey, if you're enjoying hanging out with us, please consider hitting the like button, even if you don't plan on sticking around for our chill going easy on my voice, positive vibes stream. Hit like before you leave. We appreciate ya hanging out. And we want to have some positive queer conversation today. That's what the goal is. I like Creme from Dragon Age Inquisition. Yes, we stan a medieval trans man, for sure. There's a Jessie Gender video about sexuality in video games. Oh, nice. Yeah, shout out Jessie Gender for making the content. The history of sex in gaming is what this video is called. Wait. Was that the video you meant to send? This is from GameSpot. Oh, it is Jessie Gender did a video for GameSpot? Oh, that's cool. Man, the connections that she has. She is making it fucking work. Joe Zahner is a good resource. They are also a non-binary biohacker with a PhD. Oh, interesting. I've never heard of this person before, I don't think. Joe Zahner. A biohacker artist and scientist best known for their self-experimentation and work making hands-on genetic engineering accessible to a lay audience, including CRISPR. Well, that is fascinating stuff that I've never looked into before. It sounds scary also. Didn't Jessie start out at GameSpot? Oh, I don't have any idea. I've been showing up with my silly little tea updates every month, so I will continue. Thank you, Eddie. I really appreciate that, actually. I'm 6 months on tea. Got called they at Sephora the other day without saying anything. I mean, that's cool. Obviously, for some binary trans people, that's not what they want. They don't want to be gendered as a non-binary they-them person, but it does go to show that your transition is making some progress in that you are, not looking like your bio assigned shit. So there you go. Progress is made. I'm gay and trans and old. We are starting a club. Gay and trans and old. I use they/he pronouns, so that's a huge win. Nice. Well done. I want to get some recommendations from everybody, actually. What is, do you know any queer creators of color or, trans creators of color who might want to join, our June 24th virtual Pride that we're going to be doing later this month? How old do you have to be considered old? Does 30 qualify? I think once you near 30, you're kind of old. Or if you're younger, but if you have a chronic health problem, then you are also old. Have you asked Kat Black? I am assuming that she's been reached. I don't know her personally, so I am actually not on the committee who is planning these things. I'm just trying to help do support from the sidelines. That sounds fun. I could join Prob. Yeah, on June 24th, we're going to have a big Pride Day, multiple time slots, as many contributors as we can get. I think Vosh is going to be there, and I'm planning on being there. Honestly, Kat seems really doomer lately. Maybe she's gotten better, though. I haven't checked on her stuff in a month or two. Kat Black has been doomer for years. I have been following Kat for the better part of a decade, and she has kind of been doomer the entire time I've known of her. She doesn't do that in her content very much, but she's been saying for years that she kind of she does not live her life under the assumption that that things are going to get better. You know what I mean? I'm old as balls with how fatigued I've been for the past 7 years. Yeah, truly. So I'm not surprised to hear that she's been more doomer in her content because she's been black-pilled for a long time. What do you mean by doomer? I think in this context, it basically just means folks who don't think that you can meaningfully shift transphobia and racism, etc., out of society. And so Kat Black is very much, she's kind of black-pilled, in the sense that she's just trying to enjoy her life to her maximum. She blends in as a woman pretty easily. So her main conflict in life would be being a black woman, but even that she doesn't seem to have a lot of friction with, because she walks in alternative circles as like a goth girl. So she just kind of doesn't really have to deal with a lot of the bad shit anymore. She's been through bad shit. You know, obviously she's been like sexually assaulted and stuff before. She's talked about that openly. Yeah, so I just generally think she's just trying to maximally enjoy her time in this world with her partners, and does not think that being politically active would make a difference. Otherwise, she would be doing that probably, you know? Half the same here. I don't think it's going to get better, and that just fuels my rage and fury to fight. It definitely makes me want to do something, I will say. Definitely makes me want to do something, but yeah. I follow her and would not consider her that negative, but I can see your point, Lux. Oh, I mean, I'm not saying that she's that negative. I think that, you know, Mama mentioned that Kat seems really doomer lately, and I just wanted to clarify that she has been of that opinion for as long as I've known about her, essentially. I feel like she's wallowing and ruminating. Yeah, I haven't really been watching her or any other political content lately, so I can't say what's been going on. Yo, there's 50 people here. Listen, we're kind of just trying to vibe today. It's okay if you don't stick around for that. Hit like before you leave, or hit like if you're going to hang out with us. We listen, the world is a bad place, and so we're just trying to sort of have a casual conversation. I'm not trying to be crazy emotive today because my voice hurts from my allergies. So that's what we're doing today. We're just vibing. And I would absolutely adore it if our vibe streams that don't have an intense political title, that, you know, those guys, they're getting close to getting 100 per when I go, oh, drag banned, permanente forever, no more drag allowed in Texas. Hope you feel better soon. Me too. Apparently this year is notably worse than usual for allergies. And I think it's tree pollen, personally. It's my bane. And this is as bad as it really gets, though, is just my throat is sore and I have some drainage and I feel a little bit stuffed up. But yeah, I mean, it's probably going to last at least for the rest of the summer. That's just how it goes. I don't think it's going to get better per se, but I'm going to be as much of an obstacle to phobes anyways. Truly, that's the thing. That's the move. We are here to exist. Yeah, tree pollen is a bit of a menace, though. Oh, God, it's the worst. We are going to be alive and healthy and full of love and provide safe space for each other. That's what Pride is about. That's what I'm about. That's what I hope this community is about. And when we build bridges with other communities, when we build bridges with other creators, when we go out into our communities and build bridges with our neighbors, like, that's a positive thing, and it's a reflection of our values, and it's going to make the world a better place. Trees don't know when to wake up. Yeah, with every shift in the weather, it's pretty irritating. It doesn't get better. You just adapt to the horror. I mean, here's the thing. We can create individual areas where things are not so bad. We can create those safe spaces, quote unquote. And that's what we're doing here. I believe the world doesn't have to be awful, and genuine change can be a thing as long as people try. What we do matters for sure. Absolutely. Yes, I did not read poison cum on stream. Biggest scandal ever. Yeah, trees just spray their poison cum several times throughout the year. Okay? Are you happy now? It really is. Like, I'm being raped by the poison cum of all the trees in the area. It is non-consensual. Tree kake. Oh, God. I hate how accurate that is. Like, that's the most upsetting thing about tree kake, is how true it is. Dropping stuff on the floor. Don't mind me. We talking about ginkgo trees? Not ginkgo trees in specific quantum cactus. We're just kind of talking about allergies in general. Because that's why, I don't know, I feel like my voice doesn't have a lot of strength behind it today because I'm trying to go easy. There is a temptation to polarize into the stealth trans versus, versus politically trans simply as a reaction. Older, usually binary trans do seem to be more stealth-oriented. I mean, of course, that makes sense. It's a failure of the left in this doomer, lack of hope, and zero vision for the future. I don't think that doomerism on the left is necessarily about having a lack of hope and zero vision for the future. Like, I guess, yeah, I don't know. It's hard. I think that things are not going to get better, but I don't think that we need to stop trying to make them better. That's the thing. I had a video earlier this week talking about how Megan Hunt is leaving the Democratic Party. I posted that video to the channel this week. And people in the comments are all responding to me saying that the Democratic Party and the Republican Party are essentially, it's a one-party system. You know, there's no meaningful difference between when you vote for those two things. And people in the comments are big mad about me saying that, and they're very annoyed because they think, you know, the GOP being openly fascist makes them materially worse than the Democrats. But, like, the Dems also pave the way for this to happen. You know what I mean? So I think that, like, if you're being realistic, voting is not the thing that's going to help. And so you have to radically accept the badness of a situation in order to fix it. Right? You can't, like, just pretend, like, you can't just, like, hope that things are going to get better. You have to actually acknowledge how bad they are and then start working to fix them. Megan Hunt left for good reasons. If I ran for office in Western Nebraska, I would get no money to run on. Exactly. So why should she? It doesn't really matter in her local area whether she's registered as an independent or a Democrat. Maybe if she were to run for a bigger office, she would switch back to being a Democrat. It doesn't hurt us for her to do that. People are like, oh, if more people do that, then that'll be bad. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Like, I'm sorry, but the Democratic Party does need to earn people's votes, and they don't. It's not fair that we are forced to, in a hostage situation, keep voting for them. Okay, my throat is really dry. I have to go get more water. I will be right back. Hail Hydrate. Hit like if you want to. We're just chilling. We're just vibing. I have a sore throat. Okay, we've whet our whistle. On a positive note, some of my favorite queer characters are Catra, Adora, and Scorpia from She-Ra, Caitlyn and Vi from Arcane, Moxie, Blitz, and Stolas from Hell of a Boss, and Angel Dust from Has-Been Hotel. I recently remembered that the blonde from The Good Place is bisexual, and so I like that person. I haven't watched The Good Place in a while. I don't even remember if I finished it, but she's just kind of casually bi all the time. Some positive stuff. Mac Does It is a fantastic queer creator. What? Oh, I did not know. Oh, yeah, I know Mac. Wait, does Mac have a podcast with this other dude that I follow? Does he have a podcast with Mike MGTV? Because I know this guy. He would be good to reach out to. That's a good tip. Thank you. T Noir is another great POC content creator. Okay, thank you. Oh, yes. Yes, we're trying to find more people to hang out for virtual Pride later this month. So thank you for those suggestions. I will forward them to the planning people. Also surprised by how conservative and waspy this part of Central California is. It feels like the moment you step out of a big city, you're like, oh god, like we're in the country now. Just suddenly it switches to a different vibe, even in states that are supposed to be blue. Isn't there a similar sort of vibe in Washington state where Seattle and Tacoma and stuff are all pretty liberal, obviously, but then the rural areas of the state are just as Trumpy and weird as any backwater in Missouri? Angel Dust from Has Been Hotel is my gender envy. Ooh. What? Hold on, give me that femme mask androgyny that confuses everyone. Yeah, what's everybody's favorite, like, moment about, like, I guess, like, if you're out as queer, you're out as trans, like, what has been your favorite thing about that so far? We do all right in Washington, I guess. Yeah, we be doing all right in Washington, I guess. Bees be busy pollinating all those almond trees. Apparently almonds are terrible for the environment because it takes something like, it's like 1 gallon of water to produce one, or no. It's like, yeah, no, I think that's a terrible ratio. Like 1 gallon of water to grow 1 almond. It's something not great where they, like, it just requires a ridiculous amount of resources to produce them, and they're not worth it, you know? The amount of resources that goes into it, it's not worth the calories, and it's not worth the nutrients. And also, I personally think that almonds taste awful. Meeting other queer people has been my favorite. Yes, deeply concerned. Thank you, Veronica Fox. Yes, hit like for the algorithm. For the algorithm. We're just trying to enjoy being alive, you know? Almonds are very thirsty trees. Also, they require a large number of bees for pollination. I love bees. If they didn't have as many almond trees, the bees could be pollinating other things. That would be amazing. Bees are great. I have a couple of fairy friends at the Renaissance Festival who dress as bees. They're fairy bees. And fairy bees are adorable. Not beads. Bzz, bees. Dancing, shaking their butts, flying around, stinger. Bees! I really don't see bees very often, and it bothers me. I think that there should be more of them even in like towns. Same reason I hate lettuce and hate salad. Too much water to make. The fiber is good for you, but you can get fiber elsewhere. Oh, it's Arrested Development. I have not seen Arrested Development. I hear it's good. Is that the one with Chris Pratt in it? Or no, that's something else. Parks and Rec is the one with Chris Pratt in it. As long as we don't support wasps. Okay, here's an unpopular opinion. I love wasps. Now we're on bugs. I think wasps are a good thing. They are really actually important pollinators. You wouldn't think so. Like bees are like, oh, they're so cute and they're so soft and fuzzy, and so they're the good guys. They're the good pollinators. But listen, wasps, you think wasps don't pollinate shit? There are like species of plants that only reproduce because a wasp pollinates them, you know? They're also important pest control. That's the other reason to love wasps. They're good. If you can control your adrenal response, then wasps are fine. They're also important decomposers. Oh, I did not know that. So they help break down certain things. Wasps have stung me completely unprovoked too many times. Lux, this is like the one time I don't agree. You don't have to agree. I personally am friends with wasps. I see a wasp and I might feel a little initial like, ooh, like, oh no. But then I control my adrenal response. And then there's just, and I've had wasps like There was one time where a wasp landed on my face because I had just been eating a donut. And I feel like I'm way in the center right now. I'm sorry. I'm way in the center of the screen and I should be a little bit off. I had a wasp land on my face because I had been eating a donut and there was a bunch of sugar all over my face. And I just like paused my breathing and let it wander around on my face a little bit. And then when it had been on there for too long or it got a little bit too close to my nostril, I just like I just blew it off and it went away. And that is not even the first time that a wasp has landed on my body and climbed around, because they're good buddies. I think that was like the third time that I've had a wasp just like land on me. And then I acknowledge it, that it's there. I say hello. They're good friends. What? I'm friends with the wasp. I kissed a wasp and everything. Wasps and bees are a daily part of my job. I only get worried if I suspect there's a nest. You don't want them reproducing, right? Maybe the Nordic wasps are differently tempered. Yeah, it might be a regional thing. I kissed a wasp and I liked it. I was trying to make that rhyme, but I could not figure out how to make it rhyme. I was trying to go with something about mandibles. Like, that's where my brain went. Shellbell, thank you so much for the $20 dono. I really appreciate that. Meow. You meow, I meow, we all meow. Thank you so much. I really, really, really appreciate that. That's very generous of you. The taste of her donut chapstick. True. A good tip is they usually don't attack if they're not mad. You can tell an angry wasp by their V-shaped wings. Do they hold their wings differently when they're ready to be annoyed? Like, my favorite trans moment was the look on my doctor's face when asking me about my gender because I kept making obscure art history references. That's very funny. What were some of the references that you made? I don't want them to get territorial on me, but by all means, we want more wasps and bees. Fair enough. I don't necessarily want them to make... If they tried... Yes, I did do the flex last time. I'm so sorry. I took such a long time to do it. But yes, I did flex. I'm switching to maintenance, and I'm not bulking right now. I'm doing a cut. So I'm eating a little bit less. I mean, I guess if we get to the gold... I know it just says Happy Pride, but if we get $8 more, I'll flex again. There's just not going to be as much energy behind it because my throat hurts. When they're calm, they lay their wings flat against their bodies. Okay. So yeah, if they're like, there's like tension. 3 separate times I've had the wasps land on me. Hey, anybody here vegan? We have had vegans in the chat before, Grapes God. I have so much respect for what you do. I personally am not vegan, but I do enjoy moderation. So I like having veggie days, like meatless days, and try to make better choices about that. But yeah, I massively respect your position, and I think you are morally superior, and I just happen to not have the same lifestyle. I'm 80% vegetarian at this point. Many of the alternatives give me pretty bad, painful indigestion, you know? Thank you so much, Veronica Fox. Oh, I really appreciate that. Oh, thank you so much for the $8 dono. I will flex. Dance, monkey, dance. Okay. Like, hey, darling, it's 7:30 p.m. It's time for your flex on stream. Like, yes, dear. That meme, that Wojak meme, flex. Okay, let me try to put some energy into this, because I am feeling sleepy today. I had such weird dreams last night. Anyway, okay. Do we want to do it this way? We'll do it like this. I just got paid. Listen, thank you, Veronica. I appreciate it. I am officially a stripper. I'm officially a stripper now. Okay, well, that's it for a start. Putting my hair up. Whoa. Flex. Look at all that. Ooh, my arm is so much thicker. It's like thicker back here too. You wouldn't think so, but boy howdy. Man, this stretch. Oh, look at that. Wibbly wobbly flexy wexy. True, you're getting some definition. I know. Thank you so much, everybody. I did a 3-month bulk, and now I'm switching to a cut, and so I'm gonna be doing like muscle maintenance for the next 6 weeks or so, and then yeah, and then I'll bulk again for another month and a half or so, and then I'll do a cut in the autumn, and hopefully there will be even more definition after that because I'll be reducing my body fat some. It'll be good. I like women with muscles. My GF is a twig, but I love her anyways. Have I told you who my goals? I'm probably never gonna look like her because she is, I mean, it's literally her job. She owns a gym and her job is to be there all day. But it's Claire on Twitter, and we can ogle her because she posts pictures for people to ogle. Oh wait, no, this is the wrong account. Okay, this is the right account. So, She Rage, Princess of Pain, Claire, she is kind of like the reason why I decided to start working out. Not Claire Saffitz, no. No, not Claire Saffitz. She is not buff. She is probably pretty doughy considering that she eats sweets for her job all the time. But yeah, I don't actually know if I really want super defined abs like she has. I don't actually do very much ab work at all, but her arms are so huge. Can we get some biceps, please? I mean, well, here's her in a picture with several other folks, which, I don't know. There we go. I don't know if I'm ever going to have that much bulk, but wow, it looks so good on her. Clara's goals, absolutely. She is so buff. It's wild. Favorite gender moment for me is boob pain. I waited way too long to have these, and more growth pain the bigger they get, so I'll take all of it. I really do appreciate that that's the case. It's, you know, similar thing for trans masks where your dick hurts while it's growing. It is so real. I don't know if y'all had ever thought about that. Is that a thing for cis people? Well, I guess cis people or trans girls, whatever. If you have a penis that you were born with, there's like a stage in your life where it goes from being like a baby dick and then it gets like thicker and longer, right? Like it starts out, like I've changed little boys' diapers. It starts out like small and then it gets bigger. Does that hurt? Not that I remember. Okay. When your T-dick is getting bigger, it can hurt sometimes. Like, especially when you're trying to clean it, it's like very, very sensitive and painful. So that's just a fun thing if you didn't know about that. Now we're talking about dicks, and it is officially a Luxander stream. Well, yeah, all body parts get bigger, right? But like, I even remember like, yeah, when I was 8 years old, sometimes little boys my age would like pee on the tree. They would just pull out their junk and pee on a tree. And it was like still kind of like smaller, right? But then I had a long period of time where I didn't see any penises. And then I started having sex. And it's like, well, they're clearly like, they're similar, but different. I've had some pain from atrophy from E. I've heard that too. I blocked out puberty from my brain. Can't wait to remove trans dicks. True. If only we could trade. I think maybe it hurts because it's a sudden change for transition, whereas regular puberty may start much more gradually. I think that it might have to do with the fact that the nerves are so concentrated on El Clitoriso. Just seems like it's a highly concentrated location for things to happen. My boobs ached when I went through AFAB puberty, but my cis daughter didn't have any pain, so it depends entirely on the individual. Okay, fair enough. I wish we could trade. Yeah. Just like swap them out. I don't know how you would swap out a vagina though. That's like, we don't even remove them when we quote unquote remove them. When you get a vaginectomy, it's not like they even remove it. They just like cauterize it and then sew it up. It's still like inside you. The muscles are still inside. I'd love to donate my titties. Hot swap. I had painful morning wood when I was going through boy puberty. Okay, that's what I was trying to say. Just welding you together. Transhumanism. Is it transhumanism if we are swapping body parts with each other? Because I guess that's a type of technology. Like, we're using technology to change our bodies, even if you, because it doesn't, philosophically, transhumanism is not about whether a part of your body is synthetic. It's just whether you're using technology to change your body. Because, like, when Abigail posted in her video, she said in her video that some philosophical people would say that even anti-anxiety medication could not find it on a website. It should be in the very top bar on the website, unless it's not there. So that's strange, but let me get a link for you, Grapes. That's the Luxander Discord. Does my website really not have the Discord link at the top? Now I need to find out if my website is working. Yeah, it's in the top left of the website. It still says website under construction. I thought that I had asked White Nervosa about that already. Could you get Finster for virtual pride, by the way? I mean, I'm sure they can ask. I don't know if that's going to be realistic, but maybe. I don't know. I'll pitch it, I guess. I love being a transhuman. As far as I understand transhumanism, it's about using technology to enhance the body beyond standard human functions. So I would not consider gender-affirming surgeries as transhumanism. Okay. So would you, Desalius, would you disagree that antidepressants are a type of transhumanism? Because it's not really enhancing your body beyond standard human functions, although it is enhancing your body beyond your standard functions. If you could get Finster and Abby, yeah, that would be fun. I would argue that all medicine is a form of transhumanism. I'm kind of leaning toward that, like that it's, I would see it as more broad, that any technological alteration of your baseline could be considered transhumanism. But it's a fun topic. Same with any form of assistive technology. If you are hot swapping with someone else, that's pretty transhuman. I'm just gonna pop off my arm and like just pop off their arm and like just swap it. Did your computer just ping you? I don't think so. I didn't hear any noise and I have my speakers open. Transhumanism and anti-ableism have always been tied together, and a big part of that is using medicine to take ownership over our bodies. So you would make the argument, Violet, that like a wheelchair is transhuman because it's like has to do with taking ownership of your body and using technology to surpass its limits. Like if you can't walk, obviously there's like lots of ambulatory wheelchair users, I want to be clear, but if you couldn't walk, then would you consider transhumanism to be like using technology to be able to do things that you can't do? Okay, yeah, assistive tech. Beyond human function is also kind of a fuzzy line. My body definitely operates better on estrogen, but other things I do don't make me function any differently. But I do prefer to have them, like piercings. Is that an aesthetic enhancement beyond normal human capacity? Yeah, like, does having these in my face, does this qualify as transhuman? Like, they don't really serve a purpose, but it is a foreign object that I consider to be part of my body. I really rarely remove my piercings in my face. Like, really, really, really rarely. I always thought transhumanism was using technology to make a human even more advanced than the average human. So a wheelchair wouldn't be transhuman, but mechanical legs that give you faster speed would be. But also I read way too much science fiction. Yeah, RoboCop is transhuman. But if he were in a like wheelchair, he wouldn't be, I guess. Assuming we all use smartphones, we are already cyborgs carrying around external brains. Captain Cougar, I've said that for such a long time that, you know, I use my phone as sort of a second brain, because I can't remember things. I am terrible at remembering just information, appointments, things that I need at the store. So I just go ahead and use my phone to set those reminders and stuff, and I'm like outsourcing part of my brain function to a piece of technology. My phone is my only brain. No thoughts, head empty. Bimbo goals. Clothing by definition is using technology to live in cold environments safely, hence going beyond biological limits. Oh, I hadn't really considered that, Violet. Like that clothing itself, if you're, you know, I guess if you're using the clothing to regulate your temperature, to stay warm in particular in this case, that itself could be a technology on your body, transhumanism kind of thing. External technology is in the spirit of transhumanism, but I think it makes sense to draw the line at things that go inside of or otherwise change the body at a functional level. So it just becomes a conversation, a very interesting conversation about where the line is. Is something like clothing that is not attached to you and can be removed easily, like, does that really count? Or does it need to be embedded in your body or actually changing something inside you to work as to count functionally as transhumanism? Yeah, and it gets even more esoteric. Listen, when you start asking what being human mean, like, when did we start being human? The pursuit of self-directed evolution is one of the only things unique to humans. That's a good point. I don't wear clothes. It's called gear, and I can teleport across the map on the HUD. Fire is a core part of what made humans evolve to not need to eat raw foods and other things that take lots of physical and cognitive energy. Oh yeah, so Shellbell would argue that contact lenses are more transhumanist than eyeglasses, but eye surgery is more transhumanist than either one of those. It's just about where we draw the line. I would say some people never become human. Hot take, nudists are cishuman. Well, if a nudist has a stent, then they're not cishuman, you know? I reject your human containment devices known as clothing. Just time to get naked. All right, let's do it. Oh, no. Oh, you're good. I mean, I didn't assume that you were talking about me, Veronica. Which is what you said, like, I like buff women, and that's why I immediately thought of Claire Max. I was not assuming that you were talking about me. Nude stream. Yeah, I mean, my nipples are way below the sight line of stream anyway, so technically I could have, I could do nude stream, and you wouldn't know. I mean, like, you could, you would see that I'm shirtless, but, like, you wouldn't, like, I could have pasties on and you wouldn't know. Detrans nudist calling out the clothing community. Yeah, I would just not be able to stand up. Don't get us all hot and bothered. I feel like I'm so low energy that this is, like, I feel like it wouldn't matter how sexy the thing that I said was. If I said anything sexy right now, it would not come across as sexy because I'm just so tired. For me, transhumanism is about the ideology and goal of self-created evolution. Sci-fi just loves to focus on extremely over-the-top examples of where it could lead, because that's more interesting to write about than people creating tools to save lives of people with disabilities, because that's seen as boring by able-bodied people. You might already be wearing pasties and you wouldn't know. Exactly. So I think that's a really good point, Violet, that clearly when we're exercising these moral and philosophical hypotheticals, you generally do it in an over-the-top way, right? Like in an exaggerated manner. So yes, if you are asking, if the point of what you're going for is that you're asking the question, you know, if you're asking big questions like in the video game Soma, spoilers, I guess, a little bit, like if fundamentally there is sort of a question of, if a copy of your mind is made, is that you? And does it deserve life just as much as you do? And is that, like, you know, is that really the same thing as you continuing? Or are your experiences fundamentally split from that point? And from the moment that you separate, is that person not really meaningfully you anymore? Like, the act of separating itself, you know, creates a unique entity that, while it has your memories, you know, is it really meaningfully you? Don't know. Pasties only if you can twirl them. I would have to practice. I'm like, literally, I just did a motion that's like hula hooping, but with my titties. Like, could I learn how to spin tassels? I don't think I would want to do that. Just hanging and not crossing YouTube censor bounds. When I see pasties, I think of the kind you eat. What do you mean? What is a pasty you can eat? A pasty? A pasty? Like, I'm so confused. I would argue the container changes what the entity is, but that is equally worthy of rights. It is equally worthy of rights if it has sentience. Fair enough. Fair enough. Pasty? Pastry, pasties? Pastry, is it pasty? A pasty is like a pie? Oh, okay. Let me look at this up. Let me look at this. Pasty recipes. Curried potato pasties, pasties. Oh, it's like a Hot Pocket. Right? It's like a Hot Pocket. I still don't know how, it's pasty? No, I wouldn't understand. I don't understand. I think I would understand. I don't know. They're calling them bakes now. Scandal. Y'all, we're hanging out. We're enjoying the cozy, chill vibes on stream today. If you're having a good time, or if you're not having a good time and you're gonna leave soon, hit like. Real quick. It's so fast. A hand pie. Okay. Yeah. So is this a dessert? Or is it usually... Because a lot of these recipes are for savory. Like Cornish pasty. Scotch egg... Oh, Scotch egg pasty sounds fucking good. Venison, Stilton, and rosemary pasty. Ooh. So it's a savory thing usually. Okay, so it's a fucking Hot Pocket. It's a Hot Pocket. It's a fancy British Hot Pocket, and you won't convince me otherwise. Oh yeah, I want some pastries on my titties. Yes. Pastries. Lick them off, I guess. Gonna watch Rocky Horror. Ooh. I haven't watched Rocky Horror in a bit. Cornish pasties used to be half savory, half sweet. What would go in it that would make it sweet? Was it, here's a recipe for Cornish pasty. There's nothing sweet in it, though. Oh boy, I'm hungry. I pulled some salmon out of the freezer earlier, and I'm hoping to cook that later. It's gonna be delicious. She's my cherry pie. So American to call it a Hot Pocket. Hot Pocket. Listen, I'm full of references today. I have not had an original thought all day. I've never had a pasty before, but Sweeney Todd got me yearning. Is that what they cook? They call them pies. They cook pies. They're very explicitly in little tins. It's not a pasty. It's different. Shit, if that's what it takes, I'll put some pastries on them. There would be jam. They'd put jam in a pasty to make it sweet. Delicious. British empanadas. Yo. I mean, I don't think you're wrong. Usually a strawberry or other fruit jam. Ooh, that sounds delicious. Sweeney Todd brings a whole new meaning to nipple. It's pasties and pasties are different things. I guess it's a pun that works only if you're typing. Sweeney Todd food truck would have pasties. Traditionally, a pasty was a miner's food designed to be carried in and eaten later. True British empanada. They stole something again. Once again, I am once again asking the British people to stop stealing things. We have pasties, and why not futuries? What would you put in a futury? A pasty is traditional, right? So we need a futury. We need, like... I guess a futury would be... You know those, like, pies that people make that are just, like, perfectly clear? Or maybe on the bottom there's, like, some flower design or something, but the top part is just, like, translucent. That's what futuries are. Lab-grown meat in a futury. Ooh, that's a good point. Futuries could be the sweet ones. Have you had a Navajo taco? No, I've never had a Navajo taco. Or at least I don't know that I have. I'm assuming that it's a very traditional style taco, which there aren't very many here. You know, if you live in Cali, you've got food trucks. I think in Texas as well, like Texas and Cali, you've got food trucks there. We don't really have that in the Midwest. We have like a bunch of Tex-Mex restaurants. It's a taco made with fry bread. Do you mean a chalupa? Oh, man. Is that not what a chalupa is? A Navajo taco? Like, it's like a fry bread, right? It's like a fried bread. It's a taco made with fry bread and usually chili beans as opposed to refried or black beans. It's a chalupa! It's made on traditional native fry bread. Well, okay, yes. I'm not trying to diminish your thing. But I'm like, that sounds like a chalupa. The hungriest stream. We get distracted. And then everybody's like hungry. And this stream is not gonna last all night anyway because my voice be hurting. It's a chalupa but better. So it's like when they took the chalupa and like put... What did they put on it that made it different? They had a chalupa that was like different. Or am I thinking of when they did the chicken thing? They did the chicken thing on the outside of the taco, and you would eat like a slab of fried chicken on the outside of your taco. That was a horrendous thing. I never tried one of those. It sounded awful. It sounded greasy. Hungry ADHD chat. Fill the futuries with sweet mincemeat and marmalade, as British as you get. British? There was a chalupa with a hard shell taco inside. Wow, I can't talk. I got hungry, and so I'm starting the 2 hours of cooking for my veggie lasagna, so it'll be ready for dinner. Oh, boy. I have never cooked a lasagna myself, I'm realizing. I've had veggie lasagna that was made with zucchini, as well as, like, it was like a vegetarian option, and also it didn't have noodles in it, and like thin strips of zucchini were used instead of noodles, and holy shit, that was delicious. I am a Taco Bell connoisseur. I'm gonna complain for a second. Has anybody else gone to Taco Bell recently? And you get a taco, soft shell taco specifically is what I usually get. You open the soft shell taco to put your sauce in. You're like ready to squooge some sauce into the inside of the taco, and you discover that the taco has like meat and cheese on the outsides of the taco, but then the center of the taco just has lettuce in it. And I'm like, you can't be that strapped for cash, Taco Bell. Like, you can't be that hurtin' that your employees need to only put in like half of the meat. Tragic. Yeah, and it's happened like 3 times. Maybe I just need to stop going to this one Taco Bell. That is a war crime. Listen, it's not, I'm not happy with it. It's like I wanted that delicious meat sludge. That was the whole point. That's the whole point of me going to Taco Bell, is I want the sludge. I literally just ate and I'm still hungry. Oh no. I know, we're on food. I'm not gonna be able to get off of food because I'm hungry and now I'm thinking about it. All the Taco Bells in my city have gotten weird modern renovations. They do that every couple of years. Taco Bell, we only have some of the meats. Amazing. I would love to live in some place like California where you get like more authentic kinds of food. Also, what is it with American guacamole that it has fucking cilantro in it and like tomato and like onion and stuff? Like, I think that a traditional style guacamole only has avocado, salt, and lime juice. Why do all of the guacamoles that I try to eat have fucking cilantro in them? It tastes like soap. The meat sludge is the whole point of Taco Bell, just like Arby's fries and cheese sauce is their whole point. Listen, I love the salty meat from Arby's, like the salty gross meat. It's delicious. I will specifically get Arby's on a day where I feel like I'm low on sodium. Soap Gene, shaking hands. I know people who it tastes like soap and they still enjoy it. The cilantro enzyme, I know. Yeah, why would you put cilantro in guacamole? Because I guess cilantro, if you don't have the disgust gene built in, it tastes, I guess, a little bit like lime, or it's complementary to lime. This Mexican restaurant I go to makes guacamole at your table. Literally, they ask you what you want in it. God bless. God bless America. Like, thank goodness for that. I love cilantro. I just don't. It tastes like summer. I just can't. I wish that I could enjoy it with you. But it's the worst thing that has ever happened to several different kinds of food that I like. I love Indian food, and I love Mexican food, and I really wish that you would stop ruining the food for fully 15% of the world population has the soap problem. Why are you ruining the food for 15% of people? Cilantro is just funny, fancy grass. I would literally rather eat parsley, which is bitter AF. Cilantro is coriander. Yeah, yeah. So we call the leafy part of the plant cilantro, and then the seeds we call coriander. But I'm understanding that in the UK, the whole plant is coriander. What is the soap problem? I missed it. So there's an enzyme in cilantro that is chemically quite similar to some enzymes that are in soap. And so there's, for like a good number of people, if you eat cilantro, it just tastes like fucking soap. It's actually a nose thing. It's not on your tongue. That's not where the mechanism is happening. It's a smell thing. So it'll be less intense if you like plug up your nose. But yeah, I mean, it's not pleasant, especially in the stems. I can usually tolerate some cilantro. Like, I'm not gonna get grossed out and throw up or something if I eat some cilantro. But yeah, it's not my favorite, especially you get a stem and it's like, ugh. I just love guacamole so much that I end up like having no choice but to eat cilantro, basically. Goodbye, Veronica. Enjoy watching the Rocky Horror Picture Show. I love pico de gallo, but store-bought always has too much onion and too much goddamn cilantro. There's like a bean dip at my local store that I usually want to buy, but it has so much pico in it. The getting your mouth washed out with soap as a kid to eating cilantro to fulfill your fetish as an adult pipeline. Absolutely ridiculous. You mentioning Indian food reminds me there's an Indian restaurant around here I want to try. I got a jar of butter chicken sauce recently, and holy shit, it's so good. The other aspect of Indian food that doesn't work for me is that they use coconut milk to make a lot of stuff, and I don't love coconut milk. So I found some butter chicken sauce that it uses cream instead of coconut milk, and it does not have cilantro in it, and it's so good. For real, the secret to tasty pad thai is to stop putting goddamn cilantro on it and give me more fucking limes. Absolutely. More limes. Stop outing cilantro. Sorry, I didn't realize that cilantro was in the closet. Cilantro has tasted more and more like soap as I get older. I didn't even notice it until 2019. Like, I'm 2019. Or sorry, in 2019, I was, how old was I? I would have been, like, 25. And that's when I realized that I could taste the soap thing. I don't think it suddenly changed. I just think that I was eating a lot of Mexican food at the time and realized that this thing that... And it is, like, ignorable. I can ignore cilantro if it's in with a lot of other stuff. It doesn't ruin the entire experience for me. My partner, he's like, this fucking taco has cilantro in it, in the salsa, and, like, it doesn't even have to be big leaves for him to be like, this sucks. So maybe I just didn't notice it, because it can, you know, if it's in the salsa... If the salsa is otherwise good, it's fine. So a lot of cilantrophobia in this stream today. It's okay, my fellow cilantrophobes. We can show our power level here. This is not a cilantro-safe space. We are bigoted against cilantro in this chat. Lime, however, is delicious. Yeah, the next time I make guac, I'm just gonna do a traditional style with guac and, with avocado and lime and, salt. What is your favorite herb? Oh, damn, that's a really good question. I guess rosemary? Rosemary can be really overpowering, but it just... The most recent time that I made a roast, I was like, this rosemary is where it's fucking at. But I also am pretty limited in my herb exposure. Oh, thank you so much, Shellbell, for the tier 1 sub. Enjoy your dicks. What's, lemon or lime? Lemon, I prefer lemon, because lemon is less tart and bitter, I guess, is one thing that I could say for it. I like a lemon a lot. I do be liking some lemon. If you gave me cilantro and parsley and mixed them up, I might not be able to tell them apart. I can tell them apart now because I know what to look... I'm like, cilantro, you son of a bitch, get out of my food. Lime for sure if we're in guacamole. Yeah, if we're doing guac, then it has to be lime. Like, lime is the right flavor for guac. It mixes well with the creamy, like, oiliness of the avo. But for most other purposes, lemon. For sure. I like making my own hummus. I've never done that before. Ooh, oh, Silver has a really interesting contribution. Lime is delicious. When I make strawberry ice cream, I will add some lime if I have some. Ooh, that sounds yummy. I'm the kind of bitch who will straight up just eat a lemon or a lime. My teeth. I can feel my enamel chipping away on my teeth. Just put more chilies in your guac. I don't usually put chilies in my guac. I don't usually want guac to be, like, spicy, you know? My old workplace chef was obsessed with salsa. He would serve it with everything, even things that were wildly inappropriate. Key lime pie. Yo, key lime pie is delicious, too. Why does cilantro taste like soap to some people? Yeah, it's a group of olfactory receptor genes that allow them to strongly perceive the soapy-flavored aldehydes in the cilantro leaves. It varies geographically. So I'm guessing in the places where cilantro is a big, very commonly used accoutrement, I'm guessing that, like, there's just fewer folks in those areas that have that genetic propensity to be grossed out by it. Limes are less sour than lemons if you let them ripen. Ooh, okay, that's good to know. Mixing everything in the comments together to make one unholy dish. We got guacamole, we got strawberry ice cream, we got hummus, a whole lot of cilantro. There's some lemon, some lime, some chives, and some lemongrass. Oh boy. Well, this has been a hungry stream. I need to make dinner, actually, I've decided. And I've been talking for an hour and a half, and frankly, that's kind of a lot for how sore my throat is. So I'm gonna take it easy the next couple of days. And I will be seeing you all on Sunday. Happy Pride. We are gonna stay strong. We're gonna stay together. We're gonna make this work. Don't forget the one rule we share with Demon Mama's community, and that is do not die. That's your one job this month. Don't die. Queer liberation, queer survival, that's what we're here for. So I'm gonna go eat now. Thank you all for enjoying this conversation with me, and I'll see you later.